Roads, where we're going we don't need no roads, but we're going to need nail polish. What is up my nerdy peeps, I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome back to Nerdy Nails, and we're back with another nail polish from around the world video. And today we're just going to review Moyou London's recent stamping plate collection, and that is some Back to the Future inspired nail plates. Now I gotta say, Back to the Future is definitely my favourite 80s film. It is just a great sci-fi classic film, and if you haven't watched the films, definitely check them out, as they're definitely worth watching at least once in your lifetime, as they are hilarious. But let's have a look at the type of nail plates we have in today's series. I'm hoping they'll have a lot of references and be really quirky and really cool, but let's check these bad boys out. So first thing first, I think the branding for this plate is definitely one of the best ones Moyou London has done. I really like the DeLorean, I really like the lightning bolt, I really like the Space Fiend. Overall, just a great design. Also, if you've never done stamping before in your life, if you flip the sleeve over, on the back it has a couple of instructions on how to do stamping, so I think that's pretty handy. But let's have a look at what these metal plates hold. So for this collection there is 5 stamping plates, so we should have some cool 5 Back to the Future references. So let's have a look at these stamping plates. So the first one is the Back to the Future number 4 plate. This is the first one I grabbed. And we've kind of got all the main things here. So all the rectangular patterns at the bottom, they're all 80 designs, which is perfect. And then all the small icons are just references to the film. So we've actually got silhouette versions of Marty McFly and Doc. We've also got DeLorean. We've also got some references from the films as well. So overall, this is a nice plate to start with. Let's have a look at the next plate. So our next plate is plate number 1. So plate number 1 has a lot of references from the first film. We've obviously got the guitar scene, we've got the DeLorean hitting the lightning bolt, and we've also got the times when they travel back to time and also traveling back to the present. And yeah, this one's just really great. It's just got a lot of references from the first film, which I love. And then moving on to plate number 2. So plate number 2 just has a lot of references from the second film. We've obviously got Jaws 19, we've got the Almanac magazine. So the 2 patterns on the right hand side, if you layer them on top one another, you can actually make the pattern from the hoverboard. We've also got a layer of the DeLorean, so you can have different shading and colors. And I really like stamping plates that have the layering up, so if you have a design that needs multiple colors, you can layer them up nicely upon one another. And then just a few more references from the film. So overall, plate number 2 is not a bad design. So let's have a look at plate number 3. Plate number 3 is following more to the film references. We've got more references from the third film when they're in the Wild West. So there's a few layering designs here, so you can layer up the desert look. You've also got a few silhouettes of the characters in their Western uniforms, and you've also got a saloon. So this one's not too bad. I think I would have preferred a few more references on this plate, but it's not a bad plate overall. And moving on to our 5th and final plate, where it's just kind of got a lot of cartoon versions of all the characters. This plate is okay. I think they probably could have done maybe a slightly better plate for the 5th one, but I think this one's kind of cute and fun. So overall, it's not a bad little plate, but I think out of all the plates, probably this is my least favourite one. Overall, for all the plates, I think they are really good, and I think Moyou London's done a good job for making some Back to the Future plates. I think my only kind of nitpick for improvement, I would have really liked if they added a few more references to these plates. I would have loved if they did a Calvin Klein reference, also a chicken plate, because throughout all the films there's always a reference about Marty McFly or the dad just being a chicken. So that would have been a good reference too. So that's my only nitpick for these plates, is I just wish they added some more references, as then these plates would have been amazing. But let's just quickly test how well these stamp. If any of you were curious with the kind of nail polish I have on my nails today throughout this video, it is Circuit Breaker from Holo. This was a product I reviewed last week, so if you haven't checked that video, check it out. I'll leave a link here for you guys to have a look. But let's see how well these plates stamp. The biggest thing I noticed with this plate is normally Moyou London puts a blue sleeve on the plates just to protect the metal on the plate when it comes to shipping the product to you. but today they've done it with a clear film. So just watch out guys, that you need to take off the clear/blue film when it comes to stamping, because if you don't take this off then you won't be able to stamp properly. And I don't know what they did to this cling film, but I swear they super glued this one down. It took me a really long time to peel it off. I was really struggling and I had to use like raw strength. Normally you can just peel them off nice and easy, but this one was not having it. So the engraving of the plates are always really good. I've never really had a problem with Moyou London's plates themselves. They are always engraved really nicely. I would say for Moyou London as a brand, I think their weakest product is their nail polish. I know a lot of people struggle with using Moyou London nail polish, and I don't also think they're the most pigmented for stamping. Like, they're not too bad, but I think they could be improved on. I think they have improved over the years, but I still think there is room for improvement. But the plates themselves are perfectly fine. I've never had a problem with using Moyou plates at all. So depending how you're going to use these stamping plates, I found some of the design layout wasn't the best, especially the vertical designs. Since I noticed for the vertical DeLoreans and the Back to the Future text, because they're vertical, they won't fit on one nail. You have to split them over 2 nails, potentially 3 depending on the size of your nails. And that's not a problem, it just kind of depends on the design you're creating, but I just know some people aren't the biggest fan of splitting a design over a few nails, so that's just something to watch out for. But you can kind of get around this issue depending on how long your thumbnails are, as I was able to fit the Back to the Future text on my thumbs, so that's one way you can get around of it. So all really comes down to the design you want to make and how to fit them on your nails, and also the size of your nails as well. One thing I was impressed with, the text for roads, where we're going we don't need roads. If your nails are fairly short, you can actually fit that text on your nail, as my nails on my right hand are a bit smaller than the nails on my left hand, and I did think I was going to have to split that over 2 nails, but I was able to get the text on 1 nail, so I was impressed with that. If you have got small nails, the sizing of these images should fit okay on your nails. So I also tried the layer DeLorean design, as I really like these layering designs. So the first silver I used was too similar to my background colour, so I just changed it with a darker grey and it worked perfectly. Now, like I said earlier, I really like these layering designs, as then you can layer colours on top for designs that should really be different colours, and the DeLorean is a prime example for this. The only issue with layering designs, they do just take a little bit of practice, as you just need to layer each area in the correct position on top of one another. And I highly recommend, when it comes to these layering designs, to have a clear stamper so you can see where to place the design on top. So I also tried stamping with Holo Tacos at full charge, as I was just curious to see how well it would stamp, and if it stamped really well, I thought green flames for the DeLorean would look pretty cool, but turns out it doesn't stamp very well. You can get a stamping look with this polish, but you'd have to repeat the stamping process multiple times and just build the stamping up in layers, and then you get it showing. But for a simple stamping experience, it doesn't really work. Now, if anyone's curious, the polish I'm using is Moyou Nails Black Stamping Polish. This isn't a product from Moyou London. If you guys are unaware, there's actually 2 Moyou companies. You have Moyou London and Moyou Nails. They're a bit like that Spider-Man meme when they're pointing between one another, because a long time ago, Moyou Nails and Moyou London used to be the same company, but the people who created the company obviously had some creative differences, I believe, and basically broke the company, and they both went their separate ways, creating 2 different nail companies with Moyou London as the name. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall for when this happened, as it'd be really curious to see why these people decided to go separate ways, because there's times I kind of think Moyou London took the designs for the stamping plates, as I think they have better stamping plates than Moyou Nails, but I think Moyou Nail has better stamping polish than Moyou London, especially when it comes to stamping, as I think their polish is more pigmented compared to Moyou London. But yeah, I'm just really curious to why they decided to go separate ways. Tried to do some more research, but the only research I found out was that they just decided to just go separate ways, and there's never really been any information online to why they split, so it would be really curious to find out why. But that's just something for you guys to know, a little tidbit, that there's actually 2 Moyou companies. So if you see Moyou Nails and Moyou London, they are two different companies. So overall, for the quick designs I've made here, they haven't turned out too bad. They're probably not my best work, but for a quick play with these new plates, they're not too bad. You guys may have already noticed there's a few Back to the Future shorts on the channel over the last couple of days, so I have made some more creative, in-depth designs using these plates, so worth checking them out. I will place a link in the description below for the more creative ideas that I've made with these plates. But overall, they are nice plates, and if you are a big fan to Back to the Future, then these are a perfect addition to your nail art collection. I just wish they added a few more Back to the Future references, but overall they are pretty nice. The overall bundle for this set is about £39.95. I paid £34.94 because I had a £10 discount code, because Moyou London have a membership scheme where if you buy so much of their product you get points back, and then you can use those points to get discount codes, and I finally had enough points to get a £10 voucher. And the reason my end bill wasn't £29.95 is because I had to pay £5 shipping, so my overall bill became £34.94. So overall, not too expensive in the nail art world. I do class kind of the Moyou London plates to middle to leaning more to the expensive side for nail plates, but they do some cool designs, so I do think it is worth the money. But that is everything for today's video. If you have enjoyed today's video, please leave it a like. If you have a friend who you think might enjoy this video, please share it to them, and leave me a comment down below for which plate you like the most, and also leave me a comment if there's any products you want me to review, and I will get around and have a look into them. But that's everything, and just remember guys, keep being awesome, keep being amazing, and I'll see you in the next nail art video. Bye!